panelists. There are three important things. One is to play innocent is treating the viewers as fool. In clear colloquial terms, common language, when somebody says that जिसको खुद की अपनी जात का पता नहीं हो ये पूछ रहा है, is akin to saying जिसको अपने पिता का पता नहीं हो ये पूछ रहा है. It is a gali. In colloquial terms, it is a gali. And somebody who thinks that viewers are fool can only play innocent at this stage. The fact that Goli Maro fame, Anurag Thakur, who came into politics sitting on the shoulder of his family, stands up in a rally and says Goli Maro gets away with it. Brinda Karat filed an FIR. The fact that in the parliament he can get away by repeating and thundering applause. Aparajita Sarangi ji is here. I respect her. But even she will acknowledge that this thundering applause of BJP MPs in the parliament when Anurag Thakur repeatedly gave this gali is a shame, is a blot on the parliament. It will be expunged if it has not already been expunged. So no one should play innocent thinking that viewers are fool. There is no excuse for Anurag Thakur to stand up and give this gali. And the reason Akhilesh ji stood up is for thousands of years the Dalits backwards have faced their jati as gali. And this government that comes up with this lame excuse, the UPA 2 government did not release the caste census. Okay. They were sitting with that data for 1 year, 2 years. As Aparajita ji said, then this government has been sitting on that data for 10 years. There's no logic to it. It's absolute nonsense.
Let me bring in, since you mentioned Aparajita ji's name.
The Minister has gone on record and said that we want to release caste census.
Yeah.
But there is no excuse for BJP leaders standing up and thumping multiple repetitions of gali by Anurag Thakur in the parliament. There cannot be an excuse for that.
All right. Let me put that question. Since you've taken Aparajita Sarangi's name, Aparajita Sarangi, the allegation coming in, you heard Ghanshyam, he said that in the past also when there's been controversial statements, Anurag Thakur said that statement came from the crowd. I only repeated the first half of what is perhaps a known phrase, but a politically incorrect term, which many would believe is also an inciting violence. In this case also, he's not said anyone's name, but the kind of implication is something that is very, very, as I said to begin with, distasteful. They're saying it's an insult. Rahul Gandhi said it's an abuse. Please respond to the points being made by Ghanshyam. Aparajita.
Let us not deviate from today's concern. We are talking of today's debate in the Lok Sabha. Now, number two, he just mentioned, Ghanshyam ji just mentioned that Akhilesh Yadav ji got up and said, "Are jati kyo pooch rahe ho?" Now, Akhilesh Yadav ji can ask, and all these people will remain mum. But then Rahul Gandhi will definitely ask as to what was the caste of all the officers who are part of the halwa ceremony. Now, what kind of question is this? So I think you cannot have double standards. I think decency has to cut both ways, and decency has to be shown by both the parties. So I think please अपने गिरेबान में झांक कर देखिए और फिर दूसरी बात कहें तो अच्छा लगेगा. जहां तक राहुल गांधी जी का सवाल है, निश्चित तौर पर कहूंगी कि मोहब्बत की दुकान से अब झूठ और गलत बयान भी बेचे जा रहे हैं.
Okay. I just want to ask a simple.
Rahul Gandhi's speech we have heard yesterday and the kind of demeanor, the kind of behavior that he showed was
before I go across to other panelists,
something to be.
Yeah, you made that point. Rahul's demeanor has also been equally aggressive. Some of the comments that he's made, the BJP feels are distasteful. But Ghanshyam, you can respond to that in one simple question. Since your party, the Congress party and Mr. Rahul Gandhi and various other opposition parties are asking for a caste census, how will you do a caste census without asking the caste of a person?
There's a difference. And it is, as I said, let us not play innocent because viewers are not fools. It is clear there's a difference in saying what is the name of your father and saying you don't even know the name of your father. What Anurag Thakur said is akin of that. And if anybody who plays innocent thinks that viewers are foolish and they will not be repeated it multiple times.
Coming to you, Tushar. Let him complete. I'm coming to you. Tushar, I'm coming to you.
That is why.
Okay.
I respect the honesty of Aparajita ji in calling it, even in an indirect way, calling it indecent.
Okay.
That is what we expect from our members of parliament.
Okay. You've not answered my question, but anyway, Tushar.
It has to be called out as indecent.
Tushar.
राहुल गांधी tells the BJP, आप हिंदू बनते हो, आप हिंसक हो. अखिलेश यादव जी जब उनसे स्वाति मलिवाल के बारे में सवाल पूछा जाता है वो सवाल को नकार देते हैं और यहां हम घनश्याम तिवारी जी से डिमीनर पर लेक्चर लेंगे. माय सिंपल क्वेश्चन माधव, राहुल गांधी इन अ कैंपेन रैली आस्क्ड अ जर्नलिस्ट, अरे तुम्हारी जाति क्या है? क्या वो उसको गाली दे रहे थे? क्या वो उसको पिता की गाली दे रहे थे? ही आस्क्ड इन अ प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कितने ओबीसी, कितने एससी, कितने एसटी, यहाँ पे सबकी जाति क्या है? क्या वो सारे मीडिया वालों को गाली दे रहे थे? माधव, you have been on the road covering so many elections. Tell me, is it common for a leader or a political rally you're covering to ask you what is your caste?
That's
Hey, people don't even ask what your channel is. This man is asking what is your caste. And again, on the floor of the parliament, again, on the floor of the parliament, he's saying, हम जाति जनगणना करवाएंगे. He's repeated himself. So if Anurag Thakur asks him कि आपकी जाति क्या है, इसमें गाली कैसे होगी? Why is Ghanshyam Tiwari lying on national television and misconstructing facts for the people?
Okay. And let me bring in Vivek Srivastava. Vivek Srivastava, this is a pure misrepresentation by the opposition, says the BJP, and they're saying that how can there be double standards? If you are in the public asking people, media and other members as to what their caste is, when the same question comes in inside the parliament, is it not entitlement? That's the question being asked here. Please respond to that.
I'll first come to the root of the whole problem. The root of the whole problem is our difference in ideologies, because of which India Alliance stands together. The Sangh Parivar, the BJP, they have an ideology of Hindu supremacy through the Brahminical supremacy. That is what the RSS and the Sangh Parivar stand for. Bhagwa, the Brahmins, the texts, the religion, the mythology. And then there is always a byproduct, which is caste discrepancy. We believe that India will prosper only when the Dalits, the minorities, the OBCs, all of them will stand up, they will prosper, they have jobs, they have businesses, they have houses, and they have an equal standard of living and equal respect as that of the upper caste. That is still yet to be achieved by our nation. And that is why it is necessary, according to India Alliance, to have a systematic caste survey so that we know the right statistics as to how to give the welfare to which community and where. That is what the game is all about. The BJP is not very happy about it because it doesn't suit their basic ideology of Hindutva. So that is why the clash is there. For the vote bank, they will say, yes, 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 we are also in favor of reservation. Yes, yes,
Vivek,
yes, we are also in favor
here's
of
what Finance Minister said. I'm just quoting what Finance Minister said. Just hear me out. Hear me out.
Coming back.
Hear me out. Here's a question. I'm posing a question to you. Here's what Finance Minister quoted in the Parliament to, point out what she's obviously referring to as a hypocrisy of a Congress slogan in 1980. Na jaat par, na paat par, Indra ji ki baat par, muhar lagegi haath par.
Yes.
If there was no belief in caste in the 80s, where is this sudden? And in fact, even as we very well know, the Mandal Commission report was gathering dust for almost a decade. If that was the position then, why has it suddenly and radically changed 40 years hence?
Now, yes. Two things. First of all, the concept of SC/ST reservation came up by the Congress party. That is the first part. Ambedkar ji was a reality. Reservation came in the government sector. Schemes came. Welfare started. Then the concept of the backward reservation came. Yes, the Congress has admitted on grounds that we delayed the implementation and they want to amend it. And that is where the story needs to end. However, when Rahul Gandhi is talking about the caste to people, he is not ridiculing anyone. He is not ridiculing anyone. He is not trying to point it out कि तुम्हारी कास्ट है साहब, ये सुनो आप. लेकिन यहाँ जो अनुराग ठाकुर ने किया है, that is ridiculing. You are ridiculing Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition. You are being critical and sarcastic. Once he said, देश के गद्दारों को गोली मारो सालों को. Everybody knew to whom you were referring.
Let's not repeat that.
So that is a typical style of Anurag Thakur.
I'm only going to request everyone, let's not bring in slogans that are controversial.
Agreed.
Let's not take away from the thrust of the debate. I've actually referred to that. Vivek, I've actually referred to that. And I'm going to just request Professor Jyotsna Thiruganagiri to come in on this. Because Jyotsna Thiruganagiri, there's a very important question. Now here you have, obviously a divide on this particular debate between the government and the opposition. But several allies of the NDA, including the Apna Dal, including the JDU, have all made similar demands for a caste census. So at the end of the day, the demand, if it's being seen by several NDA allies as being a justified one, is it something that the government will be able to oppose for long?
Madhav, good evening to one and all. I'll tell you one thing here. The timing probably is something that's really important, Madhav. Here, why are you making it a big issue is my question. And these were the same people who said...
debate in Parliament, ma'am.
No, listen, Madhav. I'll tell you, I'm not talking about our channel. I'm talking about the debate that they're doing. I'll tell you why. These were the same people who said, Jati ki ganna karne se koi fayda nahi hoga. Remember, Madhav? These were the same people who said that. Today they come up And they're talking about, I am really surprised at certain panelists talking about Brahmins, certain talking about the Brahmanism and all this. I'm telling you, why is caste, why are you talking so much on caste? Isn't it the NDA which has got the National Commission of Backward Classes? Isn't it the NDA which has ensured OBCs reservations in government jobs and education institutions? Isn't it the NDA, Madhav? And here, we are not against anything. The only point is a simple halwa ceremony, and they exploit it for caste. Come on. And wo kare to acha, hum kare to bura. एक press conference में Rahul Gandhi can ask each and every person who is sitting there, and even journalists, he can slam them, saying that what is your caste? But a fellow parliamentarian, not even naming by his name, talks the same thing. It's a big abuse. Heights of hypocrisy. Honestly, heights of hypocrisy. I'm sorry. And again, and above all, I have one question, Madhav. Wayanad is suffering today. Suffering really bad. Almost 106 people lost their lives there. And the public representative from that parliament constituency is sitting in the parliament talking about caste, talking about caste census and divisive politics, if I have to mention that.
He's headed there tomorrow, but I want to get a quick response from Lokesh Jindal to that. Lokesh Jindal, quick response,
First of all, in the Mandal case itself, the Supreme Court has agreed that caste can be used as a means for reasonable classification. So as a means to classify a section of community that are deprived from their social and economic rights, caste still forms the basic classification method. So asking for a caste or calling for a socio-economic caste census is not something that is legally, ethically, morally, or in any basis wrong. So when Rahul Gandhi is talking about social justice, he's talking about Jati Janganana. That is something which is very much a prerequisite to attaining the goal of social justice. And secondly, madam, we all stand with the people of Wayanad, and it was a constituency from where Rahul Gandhi was a representative. The entire nation stands strong.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Lokesh Jindal, all eyes on what will transpire in Parliament. Are we going to see more heated debates until the 12th of next month, until when, of course, the budget session continues. Meanwhile, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening. Aparajita Sarangi, Tushar Gupta, Professor Jyotsna Tirunagiri, Lokesh Jindal, Ghanshyam Tiwari, and Vivek Srivastava.